Hi, this is Mike Jeffers with Chicago Jazz Magazine and ChicagoJazz.com, and this is your weekly guide to who's playing around town from Chicago Jazz Magazine. Last week, we started doing some video things. Of course, we've been doing the online weekly e-blast for over 7 years, and we wanted to add a little twist. We've got our new guide to Chicago Jazz, our weekly guide to Chicago Jazz, where if you click the link below, it'll open right up and you can read it. It looks just like a magazine. But I wanted to do a little preview as far as what's in that issue, and also there's some other items that we have coming up. But first I wanted to let you know we've added some different posters. We've got the posters up behind here. These are vintage posters, by the way, which are available for sale on ChicagoJazz.com. But, here at the Chicago Jazz Magazine TV studios, we're going to be changing up the background a little bit. Soon we're going to have some guests come in and, kind of just keep adding to the show. Some things that are not listed in the guide below that I wanted to mention because, there are things that pop up here and there that maybe don't get into the guide just because we don't have enough space, so that allows me to talk a little bit about it. First thing is our next issue of Chicago Jazz Magazine, which is coming out March 6th. I just went through the feature interview last night. Great interview with Jamie Aebersold, the legendary educator, Jamie Aebersold. We interviewed him. It's about a 10,000-word interview. He just covers everything from how he got started all the way through how he started the play-along books and where he sees jazz and where he sees jazz education going now. So look for that. But the other thing is that if you have a jazz camp, if you know of a jazz camp, we have our 11th annual Summer Jazz Camp Guide. It's going to be listed in this next issue. Now the deadline for that, for submission, is February 21st, which is coming up this Thursday. So if you email us through info@chicagojazz.com, info@chicagojazz.com, we'll send you a link so you can get a free listing for the jazz camp and find out how to get it listed online as well for free at chicagojazz.com. So if you know of a jazz camp, if you have a jazz camp, please be sure to contact us. We want to know as many jazz camps as possible because I think it's really important. I got started. I went to a jazz camp. I went to the Jamie Aebersold Jazz Camp. Was the first one I went to, and it changed the entire way I play and the entire way I think about music. So we want to definitely get that information out to the younger musicians and even the older musicians that just want more information and more knowledge about playing. The other notable thing that's coming up here is Tracy and Fred Starr. They have been covering the Chicago music scene, not just the jazz scene, but the music scene for many, many years with their Chicago music studio website. And they are having a fundraiser this coming Monday, February 25th, at the Old Town Burger Saloon. It's the Chicago Studio Club Foundation fundraiser, and it's going to be at the Old Town Burger Saloon, 1208 North Wells Street. So the Chicago Studio Club fundraiser for their foundation at the Old Town Burger Saloon, 1208 North Wells Street in Chicago. It starts at 8 o'clock, goes till 2 o'clock in the morning. There's musicians donating their time. There's going to be dancing, food, drinks. And there's a suggested donation of $10, but Tracy and Fred have done so much for so many musicians and helped to publicize so many different events throughout the city that hopefully you can afford a little bit more than just $10. But be sure to stop there. I'm going to try to get by there as well. It's an important event, and we need to keep their website and their foundation running. Another fundraiser, kind of a different nature, our old friend John Boehne, who is a legendary musician around town. For those of you that don't know John Boehne, you've got to go check him out. He plays at the Chambers every Thursday with his group, does a jam session. Also plays at Andy's every Sunday night and does a jam session. John was a huge help in my playing, and everything that I've got going on is partly because of how John helped me when I first came back into town in the mid-'90s and got my playing together and kind of pushed me into getting the magazine and the website going and stuff. He had some bass problems, and he's doing a fundraiser to raise some funds because he's got to rehab his old bass that was completely damaged. I believe it was on New Year's Eve. Could be wrong, I'm not sure. Was it New Year's Eve? Yeah, okay. Oh, by the way, we've got two people in the studio now. We've got Phil running the lights. Sorry, Phil, I didn't introduce you. And the chef is behind the camera. And I'm of course, here. Anyways, jumping ahead. So they're doing a fundraiser at Katarina's on Tuesday night. This coming Tuesday at 8 o'clock. It's the John Bainey's Base fundraiser at Katarina's. So if you can stop by, be sure to stop by, say hi to John, and donate a little money, because I think he's got over $5,000 worth of bass repairs on his bass. And, unfortunately, musical instruments, especially of those caliber, are not cheap to repair. So that's going to be at Katarina's. A lot of musicians sitting in. Of course, he's going to be playing. A lot of great music, a lot of great food. Katarina's is right 1920 West Irving Park Road, 1920 West Irving Park Road, just before Lincoln Avenue if you're coming from Lakeshore Drive. Okay, so what's coming up in this week's Playing Around Town, the weekly guide to Chicago Jazz? I'm going to just run down a couple of things. Our feature gig of the week is Dana Hall's Spring. They're going to be playing at the Green Mill February 22nd and 23rd. And Dana Hall, for those of you that don't know, Dana is a world-renowned drummer. He lives in Chicago. He was running the Chicago Jazz Ensemble for a couple of years before they kind of put that on hiatus. He's played with everybody. I know he's played with Terrell Stafford. He's played with, I can't even go on. He's played with so many different people. Somebody you definitely need to check out. He's going to be at the Green Mill with his group, which features Clark Summers, Kurt Elling's bass player on bass, Jeff Bradfield, wonderful sax player, John Wojciechowski on sax as well. So that's at the Green Mill this coming weekend. Friday it starts at 9 o'clock, Saturday 8 o'clock, so be sure to stop by there. Also coming up is the Elmhurst College Jazz Festival. This is the longest running student college jazz festival in the country, probably in the world actually. They're in their 46th year, I believe. And some of the featured performers, Dennis DeBlasio, the Maria Schneider Orchestra will be there. Byron Stripling, Bobby Floyd, and Dennis Mackerel will all be performing there for 4 days. What they do is, starting at 11 o'clock every morning, they have student jazz bands from all across the country, a few high school bands, mainly all college bands, starting Thursday morning. And you can get into those sessions, so you can actually watch all this great live jazz all day. And then at night is a separate ticket, but it's not really that expensive, and you can check out the headliners either performing with the Elmhurst College Jazz Band or with their own groups. So that starts Thursday, February 21st, and runs through Sunday the 24th. And what I want to do is the first person that emails in to info@chicagojazz.com, info@chicagojazz.com, and mentions that I'm talking about giving away two free tickets to this concert on Saturday night. So it would be Saturday night, February 23rd. Email in saying that you can attend, and you win 2 tickets. So it's 2 tickets on Chicago Jazz Magazine. Just email in to info@chicagojazz.com. We'll put you on the list, and you can pick them up at Will Call Saturday night, February 23rd. But if you don't win the tickets, be sure to get over there, because the performances are incredible. It's a great venue, and if you've never been to Elmhurst College, it's very simple. It's easy to get there. It's easy to park. Obviously, it's in Elmhurst, Illinois. Other things, just a few other things that are happening in the guide to Playing Around Town here, the weekly guide, which if you click the link below, right down there, it'll open up. Getting to know the artist this week. Every week we feature a Getting to Know the Artist section in the e-zine that we call it. And this week it's Sean Maxwell, the saxophone player. Sean Maxwell, he's got 3 or 4 CDs out. I know another one is coming out in the near future. So it's somebody that you should definitely check out if you haven't checked him out. So be sure to click on the link and read about Sean Maxwell. In our listening section, our recommended listening section, James Sanders and the Kevin O'Connell Trio just put out a new CD called Blue Violin. And we're doing a little sneak preview on that in our recommended listening section. Plus, there'll be a review of James Sanders and Kevin O'Connell's trio, Blue Violin, coming out in the March-April issue. So you can kind of catch up, you can get a preview of it and then read the review. And of course buy the CD if you go to jamessanders.com, everything's there. Also in the Playing Around Town guide, last week I did a little list of jazz jam sessions throughout the city. And now we have a more comprehensive list that we're going to keep in this issue. It's going to be in every single e-blast that we send out now. So check that out. There's jam sessions throughout the entire city and suburbs. There's one almost every single night. So be sure to read the list, get out. Even if you don't play, it's something that you should go check out and support live music, right? There is one jam session that I wanted to mention coming up. It's once a month right now at the Melrose Restaurant in Barrington. If you don't know where that is, just do a Google search. Melrose Restaurant, Barrington. It's been around for years and years and years, but they're doing a jazz jam session. I actually performed at the one last month, and this month is this Friday, February 22nd, from 7 o'clock until 11 o'clock. It's the Bruce Oscar Trio with Nick Schneider, and normally I'm on drums, but I'm not going to be there this week. But either way, it's going to be a fantastic time. So if you are in the area, it's from 7 to 11 in Barrington at the Melrose Restaurant. Melrose Restaurant is basically Barrington Road and 90. So it's real simple, real easy to get to. Literally, it's just off the highway right there on Barrington Road. So be sure to check that out. Okay, well, this has been your weekly update for Chicago Jazz Magazine, chicagojazz.com. Just click on that link below. You can get even more information. It opens right up like a regular magazine.